All rise. Judge Butterby Court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1035, Smith case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Okay, Ms. Smith, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, good morning. I come here today to try to get his child support raised.
Okay.
We have one child, and I believe that he has some income that he's actually not reporting. We kind of try to make it work not too long ago, and when I was at his house, I found a bunch of pornographic movies.
What do you mean make it work?
We've been separated for a long time. Our son's 11.
Okay.
But we kind of got back together, and he has a bunch of like pornographic movies in his house.
I'm afraid you're going to stab yourself in the eye with that.
Sorry.
I just don't want you to do that.
He's the main character on the movies with all these different women. And he is saying that he's, that I can't be mad at him. It's not cheating if he's making porn. And some of them are in our bed. And I said, well, it doesn't work like that. You can't.
Wait, did she actually just say that? She's not only accusing him of producing explicit content, but claims that some of it was allegedly filmed in their own bedroom. What started as a straightforward child support battle has now exploded into a full-blown relationship scandal. But here's where things get legally messy. If he's earning money from these videos, could that be considered reportable income? And if it is, might that income be used against him when calculating child support? What's your take on this bombshell? Does this new information shift your perspective on the father's role in this case?
Just because you're filming doesn't mean it's not cheating. I said, you have to be getting paid for it to actually be a porn star. And he said he was getting paid for them. And there's tons of them. So I feel like...
So you believe he's getting paid from that?
Mm-hmm. And plus, his business, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it's almost close to 100,000, give or take, like maybe 10 to 15.
Okay.
So I feel like I get a measly $600 a month from him.
Okay, now this takes a serious turn. If he's earning money from these films and failing to report it, that's a major red flag. Let's unpack the legal side. When it comes to child support, the court considers all sources of income, not just salary or wages. But here's the tricky part, proving that income. Without solid evidence like bank records, signed contracts, or tax filings, it's almost impossible for a judge to include that income in the calculation. So where does that leave us? As explosive as her claim may be, without concrete evidence, it remains just that, an accusation.
But your child support is
currently
set at right now?
Yes.
Okay.
We went through mediation at the child support office.
Yeah.
So, but that was, he's...
How long ago was that?
He's 11, and I guess 10 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
He was little.
That has been a while. You've been way overdue for a modification for a number of reasons. So, about this income, is what she's saying true? Does it include that?
Well, it's payment in one way or another.
Is a yes or no?
No, ma'am, I'm not getting paid technically.
So that means though you're lying.
So you're doing it for free? Well, you know what? Never mind. That's not my business. I'm sorry. That's not my business. So your business, where you do make the money, she's talking about the $100,000. Do you make $100,000?
No, ma'am. I have 85 to 90,000 on the high end on a good year.
Okay. All right. What is it that you do?
I'm a mechanic.
Okay. All right. So you said 90 on the high end.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Your Honor, is there any way that we could subpoena his financial records for the porn thing?
Well, you can. I'm not going to do a subpoena on anything like that. I don't want to see it. Yeah. You can do that though. Yeah. If it exists, you can do that. But subpoenas aren't free. So I hope you know exactly what it is that you're looking for.
Well, there's so many of them, and he told me that he's getting paid for them, and there's like thousands, not hundreds,
Okay.
thousands of DVDs with him in there on our bed.
I'll tell you what, once you find some sort of income, some paper trail that shows that, then if you were to bring it back in court, we could entertain it then. But as of today, unless you have some sort of proof that shows that he has income from that, and unless he tells me otherwise, I can't really go off of that. I can only go off of what he told me. And he said 90,000 on the high end. I think you're in pretty good shape. What do you do for a living?
I don't work. I take care of our kid.
So you're a stay-at-home mom?
Mm-hmm.
And she's 11?
He is
11?
Uh-huh.
He goes to school?
He does.
So what do you do during the day?
Nothing.
You don't want to work?
No.
So you're just living off of his child support?
I am. And we live with our mother.
And you're proud of that?
Well, we were living with him, and I was a stay-at-home mom. He made the income.
Okay.
But, I mean...
But you can work now, right?
I can, but...
So, it's no but you can go get a job, right?
Every case has its own twists, but one thing remains constant. Courts assess a parent's financial ability. If she were employed, her share of the financial responsibility could increase, and that would directly affect the child support equation. But here's the real kicker. Is she genuinely struggling, or is she strategically avoiding work to game the system? Now, enter the latest twist. She's living rent-free with her mom and has no intention of getting a job. At this point, you can almost hear the courtroom collectively raising an eyebrow. So what do you think? Is this a case of hardship or a calculated move? Asked.
I could, but I'm not going to. My rent's free. My food is free. I mean, my mom's the homeowner. We don't have to pay nothing.
Okay. You know, I'm not going to go there with you today because you can, obviously you're able to work.
I'm able, but I don't want to.
And you should work, but again, that has nothing to do with me today. What we're going to do is talk about the modification of these numbers, all right? So your income has increased. It's increased about almost $400. So based on you saying that you receive about 90,000 on the high end, it brings your gross to about $7,500, which your net is 5,400. And
this judge isn't here for drama. After laying out the facts, the situation is clear. His reported income supports the increase. But without solid proof of additional earnings, there's no legal basis for extra payments. Child support is determined by verifiable income, not speculation, assumptions, or accusations. Judges are trained to follow the evidence, not emotions. However, the mother keeps pushing harder with each appearance. And that raises a critical question. Could her persistence eventually shift the outcome? Will the judge hold the line on facts and fairness, or are we about to see this case take an unexpected turn? Drop your thoughts below.
2 cents that would bring, well, health insurance. Who covers health insurance?
I do.
And how much is that?
It's $110 a month.
Okay, 110. So what I'm going to do is give you credit actually for the health insurance coverage for the child. So that would slightly bring your child support down. And monthly, yes, slightly. It's still expensive. $1,093 a month is what he would pay in child support.
That's it?
That's it. Well, it would be more if you get a job.
He would pay more if I got a job?
No, it would be more for the child if you got a job.
Your Honor.
Ma'am. No.
You don't understand.
No, you don't understand. I'm basing his child support increase off of what it is that he makes. Nothing
he
more.
Makes more than that.
Until you bring me something in here to show me that, that's what I'm going to base it off of. And again, you can work.
Can I say something?
No, ma'am. Only thing I need you to say is, Miss Vonda B, I'm going to go find me a job. That's all I want to hear. If it's anything else other than that, I'm not entertaining it. Pertaining to what I just said, do you have any questions?
Did she really just compare her ex to a dead battery in the middle of a serious hearing? That has to rank in the top 5 most cringeworthy courtroom moments. And the judge's reaction? Immediate shutdown. No hesitation. No tolerance. I've seen my fair share of wild outbursts in court, but this one really stands out. It wasn't just awkward, it yanked the entire mood of the room. Now here's the real question. Did she just tank her credibility, or was that simply an emotional slip in a tense moment? Because let's be honest, this isn't open mic night. It's a courtroom.